welcome to another episode of Explained by AI. You want to know more about Ripple and how it stacks up against Bitcoin?
Yeah, so let's unravel the intriguing world of XRP.
So what is Ripple really?
Well, Ripple is kind of a fascinating entity, It operates on three levels.
Okay.
First, there's Ripple Labs, the company itself, right? Then we have RippleNet, their global payment network that a lot of financial institutions are using.
Interesting.
And then underpinning it all is XRP, the cryptocurrency. It's what powers all these rapid transactions.
So why would banks even want to use this?
Okay, well, think about how slow and expensive it is to send money internationally now.
Right.
That's where Ripple comes in. Their system is designed for speed, for efficiency, and it's really cost effective. It just leaves those old methods in the dust.
So XRP is like the fuel that makes Ripple run.
Precisely. And it uses a totally different system than Bitcoin.
Okay.
Instead of mining, that energy-intensive thing Bitcoin does, XRP uses a consensus algorithm.
Consensus algorithm.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, imagine a network of validators constantly checking, verifying transactions, making sure everything is in order.
So is this where that whole centralized versus decentralized debate comes in?
Absolutely. Bitcoin is all about that decentralized, community-driven structure, right?
Right.
But with Ripple, a lot of the control is with Ripple Labs. They hold a big chunk of XRP, and they have a lot of say in how the system develops.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
It sounds like they're doing some cool things.
Well, that much power in one place could be risky, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a trade-off.
Okay.
Some people, they really prefer the transparency, the independence of a system like Bitcoin.
Well, I get that.
Others, though, they trust Ripple Labs, they trust their expertise, and, they've built partnerships with major players in finance.
Yeah. So it's about what you value more, control or efficiency.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's get into how XRP actually works. You mentioned a consensus algorithm.
Right.
What is that? How's it different from Bitcoin's mining process?
Well, with Bitcoin, miners, they use powerful computers to solve really complex math problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they race to verify transactions and add them to the blockchain. It's called proof of work.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But it uses a lot of energy, a lot.
Right.
XRP's consensus algorithm, it's totally different. Pre-selected validators, they work together, right, to agree on the transactions, on their validity, on the sequence. It's like a group of perfectly synchronized clocks.
Interesting. So no massive energy consumption with XRP.
Exactly. And that means really fast transaction speeds. We're talking seconds, not the delays you get with traditional methods.
That's impressive. But you mentioned Ripple Labs controls a lot of the XRP.
They do.
Doesn't that give them a lot of influence over the system?
It does, yeah. That's where the centralization debate really heats up. Critics say this goes against the whole point of cryptocurrency, that it should be about decentralization, about spreading the power around.
So is XRP even a true cryptocurrency then?
That's a question that's caused a lot of debate, a lot of really strong opinions within the crypto community.
I bet.
Some people, they see XRP as an asset, but it's controlled by a company, not by the people.
Right.
Others say, no, its characteristics, the fact that it's used in the real world, that makes it valuable.
Okay, so valid points on both sides. Let's talk about how XRP is being used right now in practical ways.
Well, Ripple has partnered up with a lot of financial institutions all over the world.
Okay.
Banks are using RippleNet and XRP to make cross-border payments faster and cheaper.
So no more waiting days or even weeks for international transfers.
Right. They can use XRP and it's settled almost instantly.
And I imagine by cutting out those middlemen, transaction costs go way down.
Exactly. It saves banks money and it saves their customers money.
Win-win. Are there examples of this actually happening?
Absolutely. MoneyGram.
Yeah.
They're a big player in cross-border payments, money transfers, right?
I've heard of them.
They're using XRP through Ripple's on-demand liquidity service. It lets them convert currencies seamlessly, cuts costs, speeds everything up.
So XRP really is disrupting the system. What about other uses?
Well, XRP is also getting bigger in micropayments and in remittances.
Okay.
Its low fees, the speed, make it ideal for sending smaller amounts of money across borders.
This could be huge for migrant workers, right, who rely on those remittance services.
Exactly. It can make things more inclusive, more accessible.
So XRP offers a lot. But what about regulations? Has Ripple run into any problems there?
This is where things get a little tricky. Ripple has been in this long legal fight with the SEC.
The SEC.
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. They say XRP is a security. That Ripple broke the law by selling it to investors without registering it properly.
Sounds like a big problem.
It's definitely created uncertainty, volatility in the market.
Right.
But Ripple, they're saying, no, XRP is a currency, not a security. They're fighting back hard.
So what happens with this case could affect the future of XRP in a big way.
Absolutely. It could set a precedent for how cryptocurrencies are regulated, not just in the US, but all over.
This is definitely something to watch. Okay, let's talk about the future of XRP. What trends, what advancements are important?
Well, one big trend is more financial institutions adopting XRP.
Okay.
As more banks, more payment providers use RippleNet, use ODL, we'll see a lot more XRP being used.
That network effect.
Exactly. The network grows, demand for XRP rises, and its value could go up.
Good news for people who hold XRP. What about technology? What's on the horizon?
Ripple is constantly innovating, improving the XRP ledger. They're looking at new uses for XRP, like in decentralized finance or NFTs.
So XRP could be part of the metaverse
Yeah,
of all these digital assets.
it could. The possibilities are really exciting, and Ripple is pushing the boundaries.
It's amazing to see how this is all evolving, how it's changing industries.
It is.
Let's zoom out a bit. What does XRP's success mean for the future of finance in general?
I think it shows that people want faster, more affordable, more efficient payment systems.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it shows how blockchain technology can completely revolutionize how we move money all over the world.
It really is a reminder that things are changing fast, and XRP is right at the forefront.
Absolutely. As more and more people use cryptocurrencies, we're going to see even more groundbreaking solutions, challenging the status quo, giving more power to individuals and businesses.
It's an exciting time to be witnessing all of this. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the environment. We talked about how XRP uses less energy than Bitcoin.
Right.
Is Ripple doing anything else to be sustainable?
They are, definitely. They're committed to sustainability. They've got initiatives to minimize their impact.
Like what?
Well, they've worked with the Rocky Mountain Institute to develop a carbon-neutral blockchain, and they're looking at ways to offset their carbon emissions.
That's great, especially with all the attention on crypto and its environmental impact.
Yeah, sustainability is really important to them. They're taking concrete steps to make sure XRP grows responsibly.
That's good to hear. Okay, so we've covered a lot about Ripple and XRP, its origins, the technology, how it's being used, the regulations, its potential impact, and its commitment to sustainability. But before we finish, I want to leave you with something to think about. We've discussed how XRP is different. It's centralized, but efficient. It's designed to be adopted by institutions, not just individuals. It challenges how we usually think about decentralization. So, what do you think about this? This tension between being centralized and being efficient. Do you think XRP's approach is a good solution for the future of finance? Or is true decentralization essential? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments. Remember, knowledge is power. The more we learn, the better we can understand this complex world. So keep those questions coming. Join us next time as we dive into another topic. Until then, stay curious. Keep exploring.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating question. It's something that's sparked a lot of debate. On one hand, XRP being centralized, it means more control, more efficiency.
Right.
Ripple Labs can make decisions fast. They can do upgrades, work with institutions. All of that leads to faster adoption.
It's a practical approach, focused on solving problems in the system we have now.
Exactly. But this control also raises concerns about transparency, about the potential for things to be manipulated. Critics argue that Ripple Labs having so much influence over XRP, over the decisions, goes against the principles of decentralization.
So it comes down to a philosophical question, really. Do you trust a central entity, or do you trust the collective power of a network?
That's it. And there's no easy answer. It depends what your values are, what you prioritize. If you want efficiency, adoption by institutions, a streamlined approach, then XRP's centralized model might appeal to you.
Yeah.
But if you're all about decentralization, about the community governing itself, about resistance to censorship, then you might prefer a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin.
It's a trade-off. Everyone has to weigh it for themselves. But whether you like it or not, XRP has definitely found its place.
It has. Its focus on cross-border payments, on working with institutions, it sets it apart.
And that specialization has led to success. While other cryptocurrencies are still trying to find real-world uses, XRP is being used in the financial sector right now.
Right. It shows how diverse the crypto world is. Different projects, different needs, different philosophies, and this diversity is only going to grow.
We're still in the early stages. As the technology gets better, we can expect even more innovations, even more disruption.
Absolutely. And that's what makes it so fascinating. It's all about innovation. It's about disruption, endless possibilities. And XRP, with everything it offers, it's positioned to play a huge role in the future.
And that future is still being written. Okay, let's turn it over to you, our listeners. What are your thoughts on XRP? What stands out to you?
Yeah, what intrigues you the most? Do you think it can change the financial industry?
Do you see it as a tool that can improve the systems we already have?
We want to hear your perspectives, your insights, any questions you have. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. The future of finance is being shaped right now.
And your voice, your understanding, your participation, it all matters. We want to leave you with one final thought. We've talked about the tension between Ripple's centralized approach and the idea of decentralization.
Right. And that brings up a really fundamental question. Can a centralized system, can it really be a true cryptocurrency? Or is decentralization absolutely essential?
We want you to think about this. Look at the arguments on both sides. What kind of financial future do you want to see?
The future isn't set in stone. The choices we make today, they're shaping it. So stay informed, stay engaged, and keep exploring this amazing world of crypto.
And if you're curious about anything else, about Ripple, about XRP, there's a ton of information out there.
There is research papers, articles, forums, online communities.
Don't be afraid to dig into the technical details.
Yeah. Learn about the XRP ledger, how the consensus algorithm works.
Look at how it's being used in the real world.
And talk to the people who are building this future.
The more you learn,
The better you'll understand the crypto world.
and the better you'll be able to make decisions about how you want to be a part of it.
It's changing all the time. New technologies, new ideas.
The possibilities are really endless.
So stay curious, stay engaged.
And keep exploring the incredible world of crypto.
It's fascinating, how Ripple is working with these big financial companies.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting because you usually think of the crypto world and the traditional financial world as like being at odds.
Right. But Ripple has taken this approach of collaboration.
Yeah.
And it's pretty interesting.
So has it been successful, this strategy?
Well, I think it's definitely had some tangible results.
Okay.
By working within the existing system, the financial infrastructure that's already there, they've kind of avoided some of the roadblocks that other cryptocurrencies have faced.
Because those other cryptocurrencies are trying to be more disruptive.
Exactly. Yeah. And that can make things harder, for sure. Ripple's approach, it's more pragmatic. It's allowed them to build those partnerships, gain traction quickly.
But hasn't that also led to criticism from people who want a more decentralized system?
Oh, absolutely. There's a segment of the crypto community that sees Ripple working with these institutions as a compromise.
A compromise
Of the core principles of decentralization. They argue that Ripple is perpetuating the very systems that crypto is supposed to challenge.
Yeah, I can see that. So it's like Ripple's walking this tightrope.
It is, yeah. It's a delicate balancing act, for sure. They're trying to change the world of global payments, but they're also working within the realities of the current financial system.
Right.
It's this tension that Ripple will have to manage going forward.
Okay, so let's talk about the future of XRP then. With the SEC lawsuit still happening and central bank digital currencies coming into the picture.
Right.
What could happen? What are the big factors that could affect it?
Well, that SEC lawsuit is a big one, obviously. A positive outcome, a ruling in Ripple's favor, it could really open things up for XRP. It would provide that regulatory clarity that everyone's been waiting for. It would increase confidence among investors.
Get rid of that uncertainty that's been hanging over them.
Exactly. But, if the ruling goes against them, well, that could have the opposite effect.
That could hurt XRP's growth.
It could, yeah. And it might even force Ripple to change how they operate.
So, yeah, a lot is riding on this case. Not just for Ripple, but for the whole crypto industry.
Yeah, it's true. The outcome could have implications globally for how cryptocurrencies are regulated. It's a big deal. That's why everyone's watching it so closely.
Okay, and what about those central bank digital currencies, CBDCs? How do you see them affecting XRP?
That's a really interesting question because it's complex. Some people think that CBDCs could actually be a threat to cryptocurrencies like XRP because they offer a government-backed alternative for digital payments, a centralized digital currency issued by a central bank. It could reduce the appeal of decentralized cryptos.
I can see that.
But there are also people who believe that CBDCs and cryptocurrencies can can coexist, maybe even complement each other.
Sure.
The thinking is that CBDCs might provide like stability, regulatory oversight for those everyday transactions,
Hmm.
while cryptocurrencies like XRP could focus on things like cross-border payments, those more specialized use cases.
Interesting. So maybe not necessarily a threat.
Right. It's more about this evolving landscape
Yeah.
where the lines between traditional finance and crypto are becoming blurrier.
Right, right. It's hard to predict exactly how it'll all play out.
It is. It's going to be fascinating to see how it unfolds, but it's clear that the relationship between these forces will definitely shape the future of finance.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into Ripple and XRP,
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of ground, the technology, the potential benefits, the risks. It's a complicated story, and it's still unfolding. But now we want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yeah, what do you think about all of this? What about Ripple and XRP really intrigues you?
Do you think it has the power to disrupt the financial industry? Or do you see it more as a tool that can make our current systems better?
We really want to hear your thoughts, your insights, any questions you have. Share them in the comments. Let's keep talking about this. Because remember, the future of finance is being shaped right now. And your voice matters. Your understanding, your participation, all of it.
Right. Before we end this episode, though, we want to leave you with one last thing to think about. We've talked a lot about the tension, right, between Ripple's centralized approach and the whole idea of decentralization that a lot of people believe is so important to crypto.
Yeah, it's a big question. Can a system that's centralized really be a true cryptocurrency? Or is decentralization just like non-negotiable?
It's something to ponder. Look at the arguments for both sides and think about what kind of financial future you want. Because the future isn't set in stone. The choices we make today, they're shaping it.
So stay informed, stay engaged, keep exploring. This world of crypto is so fascinating.
And if our conversation today has sparked your curiosity about Ripple and XRP, we encourage you to dig deeper.
There's a ton of information out there. Research papers, articles, forums, communities online. It's all there.
Don't be afraid to get into the technical stuff.
Yeah, explore the XRP ledger, learn about the consensus algorithm,
Look at the real-world applications that are being developed,
talk to the people who are building this technology who are passionate about it.
because the more you learn,
The better equipped you'll be to navigate the crypto world.
and to make informed decisions about how you want to be a part of it.
It's a world that's constantly changing. New technologies, new ideas all the time.
And the possibilities are limitless.
So stay curious, stay engaged, keep exploring this incredible world of crypto.
Wow, we've really gone deep into Ripple and XRP, haven't we? We've looked at how it works, what it's trying to achieve, the good, the bad, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. We've dug into the technology, seen how it's being used in the real world, and wrestled with some pretty big questions.
We've seen the power of innovation, but also how those old systems can be tough to change. It's complicated.
Definitely. But I think one of the most important things we've learned is this.
What?
The future of finance, it's not something that's already decided. It's not set in stone. We all have a chance to shape it.
Right. It's not preordained.
Exactly. Your understanding, your curiosity, your engagement, they're all part of it. It's like painting a picture.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Each one of us, we add our own brushstrokes, and that's what creates the financial landscape of tomorrow.
So we need to keep asking questions, keep learning, keep pushing the limits.
Absolutely, because the world of finance and the world of technology, they're merging faster than ever before.
Yeah, that's true.
And the innovations that come from that, well, they have the power to change our lives in huge ways, big ways.
So if you're excited about what Ripple and XRP could mean, about those possibilities.
Stay informed, stay engaged, stay curious.
Yeah. And if there's any other topic you'd like us to explain, well, drop in the comments below. We're always ready to dive into something new to help you understand this complex world we live in.